I bet you've never seen a hybrid 9-iron. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. I picked this up. This is actually not my first club from this company, but I bought this on the recommendation of one of you. One of the viewers actually asked if I'd ever tried this out. I didn't even know it existed here. I do want to show you that this club comes with a little head cover, and it looks kind of like a putter head cover. Jersey mesh material here. It's nothing special, but it does say 9 right there, and it actually kind of looks like a putter head cover. It's for an iron, but this is not your typical iron. First of all, this is from Thomas Golf, and they are a company with a very old website. In fact, the first time I bought something from Thomas Golf, and I was looking for different parts to build my ideal club, the website was so old I was thinking, is this just a relic of some old company that's gone out of business? But they built the club to my spec, shipped it out very quick, so they are certainly in business. Now, I don't know how they are in business with such an old website. Now, I was thinking it's probably worth updating their website a little bit, but if they're doing business, I can't fault them for that. This has what looks like to be a graphite shaft in here, kind of your standard rubber grip. All that looks pretty nice, but on this end, this is probably the weirdest thing. They sell hybrid heads here, so you can get them in a bunch of different styles, kind of round or squared like this. I got it in the square because I kind of tend to like this. It's kind of easy to line up. Now, what you might be able to see is actually tiered a little bit. You can see it has kind of this lower edge here. It's kind of like one big rail. The ends here kind of flare up a little bit. It's actually pretty squat. What I like about this is that it has this gray painted top here, but this part up here is flat. It's like a little plateau, and then they have an alignment line on the top there. That's pretty standard for all of their hybrids. In fact, they make chippers out of these, but I did not know that they went down to the 9-iron here. I think they actually go down to wedges as well. So I actually think this is kind of brilliant because I have been using hybrids, fairway woods a lot for my long distance shots because I've never been particularly good with my long irons. In fact, the longest iron I carry in my bag right now is a 6-iron. So keep that in mind. I actually think if all your clubs were hybrids, and I think Cobra has a set of T-rail clubs that look like they're kind of hybrids, but they don't make them in single length, and if they did, I would definitely try those out. But you know, the shorter the iron, the less issue it is for me. So I was kind of intrigued by this, and someone asked about it. What is it like to hit a hybrid head in a 9-iron? Now, one of the things that I want to show you here, and I'm going to flip it over like this so that you can see it at what would be a dress here. It is a very steep face here, definitely 9-iron like. I would say that there is almost no offset. The front edge of this club face is probably ahead of the shaft just a little bit. Now, you can see how the shaft angles back a little bit. It actually kind of reminds me of those really old Cleveland Voss irons, which I actually really loved, but everyone hated them. I think they thought they were ugly or something, but I thought they were actually pretty innovative. The other thing that's interesting about this is it's not really a flat face. There's a little bulge and roll. I've always kind of wondered about that. Everyone's like, bulge and roll works, but then if it works, why isn't it on irons? I'm sure it does work, but why isn't it on irons? And if a flat face is good for irons, why isn't a flat face good for drivers or woods? Anyway, so you do get a little bulge and roll, obviously some grooves right in there too, so should impart a little bit of spin. If we look at it like this, you can see how flat that is. Definitely on a 9-iron, you'd kind of expect a high toe. I actually don't really like a high toe. I actually think a hybrid in all your clubs kind of makes a lot of sense. Who hits it right up here on the toe? And putting a lot of weight out there means that usually the club head is closing pretty slowly, and I think that actually hurts a lot of people and causes them to slice. So the fact that the face is kind of thin and flat all the way from heel to toe on this, I think is actually kind of smart. I actually wish more clubs would do that. Now, one thing I will say is that Thomas Golf isn't like a premium brand. I don't know that there's a lot of technology in here. I don't think the face is milled to a certain thickness for maximum springier core or anything like that. There doesn't seem to be any movable weights. There's no exotic materials anywhere. So I think it is just kind of built to be utilitarian. But if someone were to take this design and put a lot of technology in it, maybe a carbon crown, a lot of weight on the bottom, maybe an adjustable weight so that you could bias it to heel toe, maybe a titanium housel to remove weight from up here, all of these things, you could probably make this thing really sing. But as it is, I think it's meant to be affordable in the shape, very forgiving, but not necessarily maxing out every little bit of technology. The question with this bad boy though is, does it even work? So let's take it out and hit it. All right, starting off the driving range with this 9-iron hybrid here. I guess, you know, I don't expect this to be a lot easier to hit than any other 9-iron because I don't hit my 9-iron badly, but because my hybrid has replaced basically my 3, 4, and 5-iron in my bag because it's so much easier to hit, you know, I guess why wouldn't a hybrid, even in the lower lofted clubs, be better too? So let's try it out. So I have now played with this club on the range and on the golf course, but I don't have any golf course footage for you because I was focusing on my game. But here at the range, this was my first time hitting it, and I will say it is a very easy club to hit, and it is very easy to hit very straight. Now, as I was kind of getting dialed in with it, it's a little bit different. It feels a little bit different. I would say that I put the club maybe more in the middle of my stance than in the back of my stance, so that with a 9-iron, generally I would make sure that I'm coming down on the ball. This, I felt like I could sweep it just a little bit more. I was also worried a little bit about the bulge and roll of the face here, but that didn't seem to have any problems. In fact, maybe it helped because the club was so straight. As I got dialed in with it, I started to average about 115 yards with this club. Now compare that to my Cobra LTD-X, and I average 125 with that 9-iron. Some might call it loft jacked because the lofts aren't quite the same. It's a little bit of a stronger loft on that 9-iron. So I think this is pretty equivalent. At least for me, it seemed to be pretty similar. The other thing I will say is that the accuracy with this was great. So I just was hitting them straight. They were all kind of falling on top of each other, and it's a very easy club to hit. Now, I also will say that on the golf course, in the real world, especially when you're hitting this out of less than ideal conditions, it's really nice. I love the weight of the head. It kind of cuts through the rough, and it's very easy to sweep with it, especially when you kind of feel like a normal iron has a little bit of a blade upright. Personally, I feel like you smack, or I feel like I smack the ball with irons as opposed to sweeping through them. It's just kind of a little bit of a psychological thing. But when you have that hybrid head down there, kind of like a fairway wood or any hybrid, you tend to sweep a little bit more. I actually think it improves us amateur golfers because it looks different and you kind of feel like the shape of your swing is a little bit different, even if it's not. And so you definitely feel like it swings through it. Now, I will also say that the really wide sole, kind of that flat bottom of it, seemed to cut through the rough, even really kind of swept across the top of the grass. So if you take heavy divots on stuff, I think that this is something that you'll really like. I love my hybrid, my 6 hybrid. It's really the club that has replaced my long irons. And if you are thinking like, hey, that has improved my game for my long irons, why couldn't something like this improve your game for all of your irons? And I will also say that the Thomas Golf clubs are very inexpensive compared to some of the big OEMs. So you can go online, and even though the website is a bit old, it's kind of from the 2000s, and so it doesn't look great. They have been really good about taking all of my customizations when I've ordered there and delivering clubs to me very, very quickly. So I have been impressed with them. It's something that was recommended to me a long time ago when I was looking at chippers, and the Thomas Golf Company, I mean, they still seem to be killing it, even though it's a name maybe you haven't heard of, and it's a club that you haven't seen before. I think they are worth checking out. So if you want to pick them up, I'll put a link to them in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.
We can discover more and explore so much deeper.